Hey, I'm Ava from Atlanta. My mom was just 16 when she got pregnant with me, and when she told Dad about it, well, he just ran away. My grandparents were very strict, so Mom had to hide her pregnancy from them till the day I was born. Surprise! Look what I found lying on the street! My grandparents agreed to raise me, and Mom thought she was a genius for fooling them. But soon enough, Grandma found my birth certificate in Mom's room, and she kicked us both out. Mom had to drop out of school and work at a restaurant to raise me alone. Once, when I was 3, Mom dressed me up and took me to a birthday party. I was about to go play with some kids, but she dragged me to the tables and started stuffing my backpack with food. After that, we crashed parties every weekend. By the time I was 6, I realized all the kids my age were already in school, while I was still helping Mom in the restaurant. Mom, I'm 6 now. Wow, congratulations! Now go clean that table. No, Mom, I need to go to school. Why? Do you have the money for it? Or did your dad leave it for you? Oh, wait. He didn't leave anything for you. He just left you, 'cause you're a pain in the butt. She even made me dance in front of rich customers for extra tips. Once, this old couple came to the restaurant, and they seemed to adore me. Just then, Mom shouted from behind the counter, "You want a cute daughter? Take her! She's all yours!" I was horrified. The old couple said they wouldn't take me away, but they wanted to pay for my education. But when we got home, Mom spread all the money on her bed and slept on it. She wouldn't give me a penny for my school. After I kept pestering her, she finally put me in school under a scholarship for poor kids. I loved school, and life was a little better. Until the 5th grade, when Mom introduced me to her girlfriend, Natasha. She was broke and had nowhere to go, so Mom brought her home. But whenever Mom left the house, she'd turn into a devil. "Hey kid, paint my nails and massage my feet. I'm so tired." Tired? You slept like a dead body all day long. And ew, I'm not touching your gross feet. She wouldn't even bathe for weeks. I had no idea why Mom liked her. But I had to admit, she did have really pretty hair. She had this special formula for making hair oil, and she bullied me into making it and massage it onto her stupid head every day. Then one night, I heard some noises coming from the kitchen. I went downstairs to find Natasha stealing money from the kitchen counters where Mom hid it. I attacked her and she started screaming, "Get off me, you little pig! Mom! Mom! Wake up! Natasha is a thief!" But Mom kept sleeping like a log, and the witch managed to run away. I didn't know what to tell Mom, so when she woke up, I just told her that aliens took her. She burst into tears and shouted, "What am I, a moron? She left because you're so annoying! What did I do to have a stupid daughter like you?" Life was hard with this crazy mom. For the next few years, she kept doing odd jobs and dating weirdos. But I kept my head down and studied really hard. I'd often miss plans with friends. But it was really important for me to keep my scholarship. Mom wasn't going to pay for school if I lost it. On the first day of 9th grade, I walked into class to receive the shock of my life. Natasha was there, standing next to the principal. "Kids, please welcome your new English teacher, Miss Janice." Her name was Janice? And she was a teacher? Holy Mother of God! She's not a teacher! She's a thief! Natasha, or Janice, turned pale when she saw me. But seconds later, she walked towards me with a smile. "Aw, it looks like you're not well, kid. Let me take you to the nurse." She dragged me out of the classroom. "What are you doing? Let me go, Natasha!" Natasha? What's that, Russian? I've never heard that name in my life. You need to get your head checked, weirdo. She tried to fool me, but I knew that stinky smell. She was definitely Natasha. One day, she walked into class and told everyone to write a haiku. Most of the kids looked confused, so she impatiently said, "A haiku is an Indian poem, dummies. It's really easy. I'll make up one now. I love my job. I love the pay. I love him more and more each day. I love my boss. She is the best. I love her boss and all the rest." What? Miss, a haiku is a Japanese poem of 3 lines. Says who? Get a life, nerd. A haiku is whatever I want it to be because who cares? She was a terrible teacher, but all the kids seemed to love her, and she'd give them awesome grades on every test. I just knew she was up to no good. And sure enough, I found her going to the back of the school one day and selling test papers to kids. I even followed her into the principal's office one evening and recorded a video of her stealing the exams. Finally, I had the proof to get rid of her. The next day, I went to the principal and showed her the video. She stared at my phone for a minute and then grinned. "Thank you for bringing this to my attention, Ava. I'll have to tell my girlfriend to be more careful next time." And with that, she deleted everything from my phone. Natasha is your girlfriend? You knew?
Who do you think gave her the key to my cupboard, Santa? And luckily, now I have you on camera lurking around my office after hours. So I'm gonna expel you for stealing test papers.
Wait, what? You can't! But before I knew it, I'd been kicked out of school. When I tried telling Mom I'd been wrongly accused, she wouldn't listen to a word either. I can't believe I sent you to school when you could have been making money. Don't even think about going to another one. You were born to be a waitress. And just like that, I was back to mopping floors and cleaning tables. I felt really bummed out. One day, a waitress at the restaurant was crying because her boyfriend had dumped her because of her hair fall. I felt so bad that I prepared Natasha's secret formula and gave it to her the next day. I knew it was good, but I had no idea it would work so well. She was so happy. After that, all the girls at the restaurant came running to me for hair oil, and they were happy to pay for it. That's when it struck me. Why not make it bigger? I set up a website with the little money I had and started selling it online, and it was such a big hit. Orders started pouring in, and so did the money. When I got my first payout, I wanted to share it with Mom, so I handed her $1,000. Oh my God! Who on earth gave you such a huge tip? Well, I'm gonna get some Botox on my lips first thing tomorrow. Do you think my butt needs some? Mom, how about spending it a little wisely? What are you, my grandma? You don't know what fun is, but let me live a little. I was so not gonna tell her about any more money, but maybe she was right. I should have some fun. I got myself enrolled in a private school on the other end of town. Every morning, I'd pretend to leave for work, but I'd change into some brand new outfit on the way and then take the bus to school. I was an instant hit there, especially after recommending the magic hair oil to all the girls. One day, I was walking back from school when I saw a beautiful house for sale. On impulse, I made an offer, and before I knew it, it was mine. I hired some servants. Sometimes I'd stay for the night too, and my crazy mom never noticed. That's because lately, she was busy dating some poor old rich man and was on crazy shopping sprees all the time. One evening, I decided to go home to check on Mom, and I was shocked to see a huge party in full swing. But the worst part, I walked through the crowd to find Mom and Natasha dancing. I marched up to them and pulled Natasha by her hair. She turned around angrily and attacked me. As we wrestled on the ground, Mom pulled me off of her. Ava, are you crazy? What are you doing? What are you doing, Mom? Why is this psycho here? Don't talk to her like that. She's my girlfriend. This lunatic is the reason I got expelled from school. She's dating the principal and stealing exam papers to sell. That's enough. You just hate seeing me happy. And I'm not losing Natasha because of you again. And next thing I knew, Mom kicked me out of the party. Luckily, I had my place to sleep, but I was furious. I had to convince Mom that Natasha was evil. The next day when I went to talk to her, I heard her and Natasha in the lounge, and their conversation left me in shock. Babe, I can't date that annoying principal anymore. She's always telling me to take a bath. And this selling exams business isn't even paying much anymore. Oh, poor baby. Now that I'm dating this rich moron, you can quit. It was good while it lasted. And it got my moron daughter expelled. Then they both burst into laughter. Wait, what? Mom was a part of it? Mom, are you freaking kidding me? No wonder you love Natasha. You're a crook yourself. Going to school was the one thing I ever asked you for, and you even took that away. Why are you such a terrible mom? I never even wanted to be a mom. And still, I've worked so hard to raise you. You ungrateful brat. I would have been a terrible mom if I left you at someone's doorstep. And believe me, I thought about it. Oh, I believe you. And don't worry, you don't have to be my mom anymore. I'm leaving for good. As if, loser. Where would you even go? You're just a waitress. Oh, there's one thing I forgot to tell you. I'm the owner of this hair oil company, the one you use daily. And I bought myself a house. And I go to school too. Don't worry, your moron daughter will be just fine. Have a good life with your stinky girlfriend.
Wait a sec. Did you steal my formula? The one I taught you? You thief!
Good luck proving it. As their mouths dropped open, I turned around and left. A few nights later, I woke up startled when all the security alarms went off. I rushed downstairs to find my servants holding Mom and Natasha.
Miss, we caught these two trying to steal your laptop and flat-screen TV.
Are you crazy? I just came to see my daughter because I was missing her so much. Ava, tell them I'm your mom, honey.
And I'm her favorite Auntie Natty.
I looked at the two of them and then at the butler. Call the police, please, and report a burglary. I have no idea who these crazy women are. And with that, I went back to bed. Mom and Natasha went to prison, and I never saw them again. I continued my online business, and now I have a whole range of amazing hair care products.
Hi, I'm Kylie. You know how the youngest siblings are usually the favorite, spoiled ones in the family? Well, my story is the complete opposite. That is, until I made a fortune and they suddenly started worshiping me. But what I did next left them shook. Before I continue, click like and subscribe because My Story Animated will give $1,000 to one lucky person who subscribes in the next 7 days. Tell your friends, your sister, brother, and mom to subscribe now. I came into this world on a beautiful summer evening, an adorable little cutie weighing 10 pounds. Everyone gathered around to catch the first glimpse of me, and no one looked really happy. You see, I was born 18 years after my older twin sisters, Sally and Mandy. Just when my parents thought it wasn't even possible to have any more kids, I came along. Within the first week of bringing me home, my parents were at their wits' ends.
I'm trying to sleep. Can't you get her to be quiet? Can't you see that I'm trying? I'm too old for this. Should we give her up for adoption?
Dad instantly sat up straight in bed.
That's not a bad idea.
Just then, Sally came rushing into the room.
Mom, Dad, don't give her away. I'll take care of her, I promise.
And just like that, Sally practically became my mom and raised me. Mandy never helped out. She seemed to care as little about me as my parents did. Once, when I was a year older, Sally wasn't home and Mom had to take me to the grocery store with her. A stranger saw me in the cart and started gushing over me.
Oh, your granddaughter is adorable.
Mom was furious about being called a grandmother. She refused to go out with me in public after that. By the time I was 2, I hadn't started saying any words. Sally felt worried and told my parents to take me to a speech therapist, but they just scoffed.
It's a good thing she's quiet. She'll be talking our heads off soon.
But 2 more years passed and I still hadn't spoken anything. My doctor said my speech problems may be due to some complications during Mom's pregnancy. Great. Isn't it embarrassing enough that she just dropped out of nowhere and now she's too dumb to speak? I wasn't too dumb to understand Mandy's mean words. Later that night, I snuck into her room and threw all her precious makeup in the toilet. Her screams the next morning made my day. Sally had started teaching me how to read early on, but she had no idea if I was actually learning. I wish I could tell her that at 5, I could read fluently. When I was done with all my storybooks, I started picking books off her shelves. They were mostly computer-related, but I found them fascinating. One night when I was 6, I decided to sneak some cookies from the kitchen when I heard voices from Mandy's bedroom. I peeked through the door crack and to my shock, I saw a tall boy inside. Ah! There's a thief in Mandy's room! And seconds later, everyone had come running and were staring at me.
Oh my God, Kylie, was that you? I can't believe you can talk.
Then Sally turned to Mandy angrily.
Gosh, you know you can't bring your stupid boys here. We have a kid in the house.
I'm not letting this little brat rule my life like she rules yours. I'm moving out. And with that, Mandy packed her things and left with her boyfriend. Sally got me admitted to school soon after, and I loved it. And once I started talking, there was no stopping me. My parents both started wearing earplugs, but Sally loved listening to me. My teacher said I use really big words, but I'm a big girl with a big brain and big ideas. I have to use big words to express them, right? When I was in the 6th grade, the school called the kids' moms to talk about their careers on Mother's Day. And of course, Sally came. I felt so proud as she told everyone all about being a computer engineer. But when we were walking home, she turned to me with tears in her eyes.
I have some news, kiddo. I got a really good job in another city, and I have to move.
It was one of the saddest days of my life when I watched Sally leave. Dad was mostly away for work, and Mom was really bad company. She wouldn't even let me play outside with the other kids after school because she'd have to keep an eye on me. But I'm bored.
Here, I have a fun idea. Why don't you learn how to knit?
And she took out an old knitting basket from her closet. I'm 12, not 70. Also, are you going to teach me?
God, no. There are plenty of tutorials online.
And with that, she opened something called YouTube on her tablet and went off to take a nap. Surprisingly, it turned out that knitting was quite fun. I learned the basic knots first, and then moved to the more advanced lessons. By the end of the month, I'd knit scarves for both my parents, who said they would never wear something so ugly. I still enjoyed it and kept learning. And even better, I discovered all sorts of videos related to computers and software and app making, and I was hooked. But one day, the worst possible thing in the world happened. I was trying to open YouTube, but the page just kept giving an error. And then I heard on the news that YouTube was banned across the country. I was horrified. It was all anyone could talk about in school, too. I'm moving to another country.
I'm arranging a town-wide protest tomorrow against the government. We want YouTube back.
Just then, I had a light bulb moment and got the greatest idea ever. But I needed the help of a boy, so I put up a job poster on the bulletin board the next day. I got one text from a boy saying he was interested and could meet me at midnight. He said he was too ugly to send a picture, so I told him that he'd have to pay me $100 to identify himself, and he agreed. That night, I snuck up to the attic quietly. Soon after, I heard a sharp knock on the window and saw a boy standing outside. I was really shocked. Ugly? What had he been talking about? He was a total hottie, and he smelled nice too. The boy handed me a $100 bill.
You told me to meet you here and give you $100? I'm Mark, the computer geek.
Oh, yes. And it's $200, actually. He gave me another bill, and I quickly put the money in my pocket.
So what's this job about?
I have an awesome idea for an app. What if there was an app we could download on our phones to access blocked websites? He looked really impressed, and we agreed that he could come here every night secretly and work till dawn before anyone woke up.
Great. And what will you pay me?
I quickly took the $200 out of my pocket and gave it to him. Well, let's start off with that, shall we? And you can take 10% of anything I make once the app is successful. Mark smiled at me, and my knees felt a bit wonky.
Deal.
And with that, he was gone. For the next few weeks, Mark and I worked every night on the app in the attic. He was really smart and funny, and my secret crush on him was just growing stronger. It was getting kinda hard to keep all these secrets, though. I was dozing off here and there all day, and Mom was getting suspicious.
Why are you so sleepy all the time? What are you up to all night?
Knitting, Mom. What can I say? I'm obsessed. One night, I had a present waiting for Mark when he came. It's not much, but I made you this scarf. It's green, like your eyes. I mean, not that I've really noticed the exact shade or anything. He grinned and immediately put it around his neck.
I love it.
Just then, we suddenly heard footsteps coming closer. In complete panic, I dragged Mark with me to the nearest closet. From a tiny crack, I saw that it was Dad, but it looked like he was sleepwalking. He just stared around blankly, then walked away. As we stepped out in relief, I realized I was still holding Mark's hand, and just then, he pulled me closer and kissed me. It was every bit as amazing as I'd imagined it. The app was ready in a few days, and we waited anxiously to see the response once we launched it. When the first few people started downloading it, we jumped up and down in delight, but then it just went bonkers. We had hundreds and hundreds of people suddenly downloading the app. The number had gone up to thousands by morning. The school was buzzing with excitement that day as everyone was on their phones, and I overheard the girls say, "Download FireGuard app already, loser. It's so cool." Thank God I can finally post my makeup tutorials again. So amazing! I've really missed watching all my favorite channels. Whoever made this app is really smart. This was an instant hit, and I was about to get very rich. Of course, I kept this a secret from everybody, especially my parents. As it grew more popular, the app constantly needed upgrades, so Mark would still come to the attic, and we secretly kept working and celebrating our success. By the end of high school, I'd made enough money to easily go to any college and live independently. I'd been accepted into MIT, and I could hardly wait to go in the fall. But then, something really unexpected happened. One day after dinner, the doorbell rang, and when I opened the door, Mandy was standing there holding a baby girl. "Oh, Aunt Kylie, say hello to your niece." And with that, she dumped the baby in my arms and ran to hug Mom and Dad. "Hello, Grandma and Grandpa. We're moving in with you guys. Isn't that great?" Yeah, I dumped my stupid husband, finally. My parents looked like they were about to faint. They absolutely refused to take care of the baby, and Mandy was just as selfish as ever. So she just expected me to take care of her. But to be honest, I didn't mind because my niece was adorable, and it's not like I was going to be around much longer. Auntie Kylie will be off to college soon, but it's our little secret, okay? I'm really gonna miss you. The night that I was leaving, I left my parents a note in my room and was planning to sneak out of the attic. Mark was already there to help me with my bags.
Ready for this adventure?
So ready. As Mark pulled in for a kiss, suddenly the door flung open and we flew apart to find my niece standing in the doorway. Auntie Kylie is here! And to my horror, Mandy walked in right behind her with an evil smirk. Gosh, don't you know you can't bring stupid boys here? We have a kid in the house. Wait till I tell Mom and Dad.
Tell us what?
And they were both behind us. God, was the entire house awake today?
Where do you think you're going, Kylie? And who's this boy?
Mom? Dad? I'm leaving because I've been accepted at MIT. They all stared at me for a minute and then burst out laughing.
Yeah, right. As if you're smart enough to get in there.
It took you 5 years to start talking, remember?
And who do you think is going to pay for college anyway? You think we've been saving for that?
I felt really mad, and I couldn't keep it in any longer. I whipped out my college acceptance letter and waved it in their faces. I did get in, and I don't need your money. I came up with the idea of the FireGuard app, and Mark helped me develop it. And it changed a lot of people's lives, and I'm rich enough to never need a cent from you ever again. Suddenly, both my parents were hugging me and smothering me with kisses, saying they always knew I was special. I pushed them away. Save it, guys. You've always acted like I'm a burden and never really loved me. Well, I'm finally out of your hair now. I gave my niece a kiss, and with that, I walked away for good. I'm studying at MIT now with Mark, and it's the happiest I've ever been. If you all want to support me through my studies at university, please download the FireGuard app that you can see in the description box below.